On this Train Time show, we are going to visit 4 outdoor garden model railroads. These garden railroads are all built with G-gauge track and equipment. G-gauge garden railroading allows modelers to build a lot of detail into large buildings and structures. We will see a wide variety of landscapes, buildings, trains, and bridges. We will finish our tour with lighted night scenes. Model railroading in the garden. Many husbands and wives share the experience of garden railroading. Creativity through construction projects for the men and creating beautiful scenes by the wives gives many families a project they can work on together. This long passenger train is a replica of the American Freedom Train, which ran through the United States in 1976. Inside the cars were copies of great American documents and the 200-year history of our country. The long curving trestle was built in one winter by Ray Parent. He built the trestle in 27 different sections and then put them together in his garden in the spring. Many families enjoy sharing their achievements with friends, neighbors, and relatives. At this open house for garden railroading, friends are encouraged to bring their own trains and run them on his railroad. On this occasion, at least 5 model railroaders brought their trains to run through this landscape. Some of the modelers who brought trains do not have an outdoor layout of their own, and this gives them a chance to see their own trains run. The newer G-scale locomotives have sound chips built into them. A recording of the actual sound of each particular locomotive is reproduced. The sounds generated include the locomotive sound when running or stopping, the whistle, the air brakes, letting out steam, and much more. The size of the equipment is called G-scale for garden railroading. Having the different trains makes for a wide variety of motive power and rolling stock for us to watch. Building in the backyard develops an area which does not need to be mowed and creates a park-like atmosphere. Many viewers will recognize the reproduction of the Union Station in Portland, which was tragically demolished as part of urban renewal in 1961. Of course, the clock even works. Ray and his friends had a great time in the garden on this beautiful summer day in Maine.
Coming after you, Dave.
Dick Clark from Greene has used his backyard to create a miniature world. His wife, children, and grandchildren have all contributed to the village scenes. Mudslide Pond is a favorite spot for friends to watch trains. The American Freedom Train has come to this part of Maine as it makes its way across country. Many of the structures on this hillside are replicas of buildings in green. This is another way modelers can preserve history and teach its relevance to their heirs. The G-scale track can be left outdoors year-round. The buildings, structures, cars, people, and other details are stored inside during the winter. If the snow is light enough, plows can be used to clear the track for some unusual winter outdoor railroading. Dick's wife Sharon has made many of the buildings and has developed a technique for making the people who populate the scenes and ride the trains. Other creative things are accomplished using lights and animation. The Clark family has had fun experimenting with different construction material used in the buildings. Miniature shrubs and plants have been developed by the horticultural field for garden railroading. Dwarf plants are big business for greenhouses who sell to G-scale outdoor modelers. The extensive gardens around Sandra and David Kirsten's home have a portion devoted to G-scale trains. There are 2 work trains running today. This would indicate that repairs are going to be made someplace. Because we are all different, our interests vary. David has an interest in countable type models and shows them off in his outdoor layout. The structures are large enough so that many details can be added to make them look authentic. As the plants grow, they sometimes need to be trimmed. Even toys can be added to the layout by kids of all ages. Ed and Brenda Leslie have created a little world behind their home. Because of the lay of the land, they have a 2-level outdoor layout. The lower level features some buildings built by Ed, which have personal meaning from his childhood. The upper level features a beautiful trestle and some buildings which would be appropriate for potato country. Brenda is from Aroostook County and loves to model buildings from the county. Together, Ed and Brenda have forested the landscape with miniature shrubs and plants. As the plants reproduce, they are divided and shared with other modelers. As a beautiful sunny day comes to an end, the inhabitants of the homes and community buildings begin turning on their lights. The trains continue to run late into the evening. The community's church seems to be reflecting the light from the full moon above. Thank you for joining us on this trip through the make-believe towns and villages of these 4 garden railroads. I hope you will join us again for future train time excursions.